What is up, fight fans? Now, this is a video that I really didn't think that I would be making for Esports Boxing Club, but we have legit not gotten any major news in such a long time that ironically, I have to talk about the little bit of news that we did get, which I don't think is substantial enough to continue to fuel the hype. Now, without any further ado, let's get quickly into it. This is Edward, and you're watching Boxing Fanatico. Okay, before I start diving into the news that we have gotten, which isn't really major news, I do want to say one thing. I literally titled this video "No" with a capital N-O, major news for Esports Boxing Club. But I guarantee that people will be in the comment section messaging me talking about, "You're such a clickbaiter, why are you clickbaiting in this video?" They'll use some type of crazy logic like he did double reverse psychology by thinking that we were gonna think that he was doing reverse psychology. So we clicked because we would think that it's major news because he's saying no major news to trick us, but then he double tricked us by it actually not being major news. Guys, I'm getting to the point where I don't even know what you want me to title my videos. Do you just want me to title with the videos, click here and make your decision for what this actually is? I mean, you're going to be one of 4 people to watch it, but it's going to at least give you the feeling that I'm telling you exactly what you specifically think the video should be titled. I mean, in my video where I talk about leaked footage from ESBC, I have people writing, "Oh, we should report this guy. He's just clickbaiting. I'm so tired of his clickbait." Why? It was leaked footage. It was a video of a person in the ring while the camera was panning in and out. Just because you assumed that the video would be maybe gameplay or something, that got nothing to do with me. That's not what I said. I said it was leaked footage, which is what it was. So either way, I digress. It's just so annoying and frustrating because you can't title your video anything because people think that, no, I don't feel like that's major news. I think that something else would have been major news, but so don't say major news because I don't think that that's major news. Guys, I'm gonna just start titling my videos. Click here and hopefully you like it. All right, I just had to get that off my chest, ran over. Now, let's talk about the fact that, well, first, let's talk about the news that we do have. So these are the new pieces of information that we've gotten since the last video where I talked about the information on Esports Boxing Club. So currently they are at 14 people working on the game. So it's still an indie company. They do have, a good amount of investment, but they're very focused on the gameplay mechanics, making sure that the game engine, all of that stuff is running good. But they also had an interview with Dave Coldwell from Coldwell Boxing Gym. So you know that he is one of the trainers that will be in the game. However, in that interview, it was more focused towards Dave Coldwell and his career. Is very interesting. It's an interesting back and forth, but it didn't dive really too much into the game itself. And nothing new in terms of trainers and how that works in the game came out of it. However, Dave Coldwell seemed to be incredibly excited about the game. And he seems like such a genuinely nice guy. But he was very excited about the game. And he said that when we see it, it's just going to blow us away. And this is cool coming from a trainer because they know what they're seeing when they see a boxer perform. They know all of the different little pieces and aspects, these subconscious aspects that you just have to see all collectively come together for it to look genuine and look slick and look nice when you see somebody physically in real life in the ring, moving around, doing what they need to do. For him to look at the video game, see it in action, and also get that feeling like, wow, this is pretty amazing. Just for what I'm seeing looks really good. That's a credible eye. I mean, he's a trainer. It's even more credible than somebody who's just a boxer. He's a trainer, a world-renowned trainer that's looking at this and saying, wow, this is gonna blow everybody away. So I took that from that interview and I thought that that was very special and very telling on how much they're pushing that realism, which I want. I want to play the game and have this subconscious feeling like I'm watching an actual boxing fight or close to an actual boxing fight. Also, the executive producers for the soundtrack is a group called the Justice League, and they're actually 3-time Grammy Award winners. They've worked with multiple artists in the past. So this is really good and a big telling sign for all of you who are doubting this game that this game exists, because these marquee producers, music producers, and the WBC and Ring Magazine, and even Dave Coldwell himself, they're not going to involve themselves in something that there's no existence. There's nothing there. You're not going to sign these contracts thinking that something's going to come out when it doesn't. You're going to be sued up the wazoo. So there's no point in pretending that all these people are being signed while all these people are co-signing and also pretending that they are being signed to a game that doesn't exist. So stop thinking it doesn't exist. Stop being impatient. This is the problem. Everyone's being impatient. So because of your impatience, you start to just say, oh, it's just not going to exist. The game's just not going to come out. The game's just not coming out. I know it for a fact. I could feel it. I mean, it's getting to the point where people are like, you know what? This game is taking so long that I'm done. I'm not even going to get the game. So when it comes out, I don't even want it. Sure. So you're dying for the game so much that you are willing to write an entire thing of why you are so annoyed because you want it so bad that when it comes out, you ain't getting the game. Come on. Who you kidding? And then let's talk about the final thing that was released exclusively on the Discord server, but then of course it leaked out after the fact, was the Scott Quigg damage. So we have the picture of Scott Quigg without damage, and then now we have this picture with Scott Quigg with damage on his eye, and it looks incredibly realistic. Very detailed. You can see the bruising, you can see it on the eye, you can see how it's kind of morphing the nose and morphing even the lips. You can see the discoloration in the skin. Absolutely fantastic graphics. And I wasn't, I didn't expect anything less. But the fact that they're working with one of the leading companies in the industry for graphical fidelity in 1024, I expected this kind of detail, and this will just continue to add to the realism. This will probably be the most realistic looking textures that we've ever seen in a boxing game when Esports Boxing Club comes out. Now we have to talk about this massive elephant in the room. This massive polka dot yellow pink elephant in the room is the fact that we haven't gotten anything substantial, any meaty kind of like announcements or reveals. Now, this past Friday, I actually anticipated that there would be an announcement this past Friday. And the reason that I anticipated that there would be an announcement is because in their character creation video, they stated that there was going to be major announcements in a couple of weeks. A couple of weeks is 2 weeks removed. This past Friday was already 3 weeks removed from the moment that they said that in the character creator video. Now it appears that there was going to be an announcement, but they had to delay that announcement because of certain elements that were going on behind the scenes. So no announcement was actually made. And even the information of them having an announcement that they had to delay is up in the air. We don't know for sure, but it appears that there were talks that an announcement was supposed to be made. Now, the only thing that's frustrating about this is that if you look at the trends of how these announcements are happening, usually on Fridays is when they announce something. So if they don't announce something on a Friday, what ends up happening is you would have to at least wait until next Friday to get an announcement. Just based on the trends. They could break that trend at any point. But just based on the trend, you would have to wait till next Friday to see that happen. And then that means that we will be 4 weeks removed from the time that they said that this major announcement was going to be made from the character creation video. Also, there is a punching trailer that is being made. We know for a fact that this trailer is focusing on the punching system because they're building version 2 or they're completing version 2. So we know a version 2 punching system trailer is coming out, and we're waiting on that. That's really the announcement that I'm waiting for specifically. I would love to at least get an announcement saying, hey, the trailer is coming out next week. That way I could at least, be at ease and know that the trailer's coming out. But nothing of that sort has come out, and no major news has come out. So it doesn't concern me in terms of the game itself, but it does concern me in terms of the hype train that's happening behind Esports Boxing Club. I mean, Esports Boxing Club is spilling out into the regular ether, into the regular world, because people like Lennox Lewis is taking notice of Esports Boxing Club. A lot of different people are noticing that this game exists. There's a spillover effect. When people talk about Fight Night, you can look at the comment section and you'll see people talking about Esports Boxing Club and stating why you should just get Esports Boxing Club instead. So there's a spillover that's happening, but that engine still needs to get fueled. And if they don't give us something really meaty, I think honestly, at least an announcement for the trailer by next week is going to start to make people kind of drift away from the information. People just start forgetting about the game altogether and moving on to different things and getting distracted by other things, or getting their attention drawn to other things, and then maybe later down the line realize, oh, I got to check this or I got to see this, so that when the game actually comes out, we might not have enough people kind of primed and ready to jump onto getting this game immediately as soon as it comes out, which can create some issues with the numbers that it's generating in the beginning. To each his own. We do have to take into account how big the company is. They only have 14 people right now working on this game, and it's very focused. They're using all of their resources to push the actual game creation forward, as opposed to using all of their resources, i.e. Cyberpunk, to pushing the marketing forward. So we also cannot look at them. It's a double-sided thing. Even though these are the feelings that I feel, we also have to be logical and not look at them as a AAA company, in terms of, even though they're making a AAA-ish game, they're not a AAA company. So the resources that they're using, they're trying to drive it towards the actual development of the game. And I admire that, and I think that we should honor that to a certain extent. But guys, literally this video was made because there isn't enough information out there. Hopefully the information that you guys just received from the news that I just talked about is good, is nice, but we need something substantial. Character creator video, that's substantial. The alpha movement video, that's substantial. We need something substantial. And I think that punching trailer should be coming out earlier rather than later. And guys, if you think that any of this recent events in terms of not having major news has lessened my confidence for the game coming out in Q1, I will have to disagree, because I still believe that the game is coming out in Q1. Now, it's going to probably come out mid-March. That's more than likely going to be the date, but I definitely do not think that it will be coming out any later than March. March is the latest time frame for this game to come out in early access, by the way, guys. Not full release, just early access. Full release, that's a completely different story. But for early access, I do believe that it will be coming out in March. Hopefully we get some new information. ESBC, if you're watching, please give us something. Give us an announcement that something is coming. Tell us when we could expect that thing to come. That's enough for us to at least know, for us to at least know that the boat is moving in a specific direction, instead of just being up in the air waiting for something to happen and not knowing what's going to happen. It's more exciting when we at least have a target and say, oh, well, this is going to happen next week. This is fantastic. I can't wait for that thing to happen next week. I'm, chomping at the bits. But if we're just in the air and we don't even know if something's going to happen, people can easily start to lose interest that way. So that's all I got for you guys. Unfortunately, I literally had to make a video about how much I can't make a video about the fact that there's no news coming from Esports Boxing Club. That's substantial enough for me to create something for you guys to enjoy and to continue to follow this game. That's it for today. Hopefully we get something next week. This is Edward, and I'm out.